Hi, hello everybody. My name is Day. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a little bit different. Instead of my usual weekly vlog, I wanted to sit down and have a quick-ish chat about my plans for publishing, at least as they are currently. I write fantasy, sci-fi, and horror, and I also have some romance projects on the back burner that I would like to give some more time to in the future. My current work in progress is a fantasy novel. It's the first book in what I hope will be a 5-book series. I'll talk about that a little bit more later, but I'm almost done draft 3. There will be a video for that coming soon, but right now I'm on book 1. So my fantasy novel, it's called Project White, or AIST. I don't know when I will be revealing the title, but for right now, Project White works just as well. It is a romantasy that follows a goddess, a dragon, a hunter, and a priestess as they navigate a world-ending curse that is tied to them and therefore ties them to each other. Celine is weeks from being sacrificed to a volcano. Henry is promised one final hunt will grant him his freedom. Zosia hides from a world that calls to her in ways she cannot escape, and Velis fights for change, even if that means cutting down his own kin. As shadowed forces try to manipulate fate and their orbits begin to decay, a villain is created, but which of the 4 is it? And who is at fault for making them that way? You will have to read to find out. That's my, I don't even want to call it a pitch. I was just trying to summarize the 4 characters. I definitely have to work on the actual pitch and query down the line, because it doesn't really actually tell you what's going on in the story. You just know a little bit about the stakes for the characters, which is fine. But yes, that is book 1. I will come back to you with a proper pitch sometime soon. That's my next goal. Once I send this draft off to be beta read, I'm going to do some research and study to figure out how to pitch these things properly. But for right now, that's what I have. I kind of wrote it on the fly, so hopefully gives you a little bit of something something to go on. So Project White, like I said, is what I'm hoping to be the first in a 5-book series. I am planning to do an outline-a-thon very soon, potentially in either February or March, to figure out what is going to happen in each book. I have a lot of book 2 already solidified, and I have a few important pieces of book 3 in my mind already as well, but I believe it will be 5 books. There are a couple other fun videos of people doing outline-a-thons, so I'll link them down below in the description box. I'm definitely inspired by those videos, and I think it would be really fun to just spend X amount of days finishing the series outline, and at least then I will have everything I need to go forward and lay all the necessary groundwork early on in the series. So I will be doing an outline-a-thon. I think it will be 5 books, but I'm not 100% sure at this point. For the other projects that I have in my mind, I have a trio of standalone horror novels, which I've mentioned before on this channel. I basically have a snow horror book, I have a deep sea horror book, and then I have a chef horror a la The Menu, and that book is also involves a cult, which will be really fun to write. So I have those 3. They're basically gonna be a shared universe, but each book will feature its own spookiness, and will not be related other than the universe that it exists in. I have partially drafted the snow horror book, and then I wrote a few chapters of the cult book, which I did a video for. I'll link it down below and up in the cards. I ended up putting that one on the back burner because it wasn't quite ready, and I have not put any more time into it, so if I do return to that, it will require a bit more work. But I have not written anything for the deep sea horror book, and I'm very excited to write for it because I think it's going to be really fun. But priority right now is the fantasy series and getting agented, hopefully, and a book deal, hopefully. I also have a few ideas for a Viking romance series that I think will be like Vikings the show meets Outlander with like a little more darkness because I'm a little bit morbid and I like things dark, a little on the darker side. But to write that series, I need to do a lot more research in what not only what I write, but also what I'm reading. I need to really immerse myself in the romance genre to write something that is a majority romance. And I'm not at that point yet, but hopefully sometime soon. And if I write those books, if and when I write those books, I think they will be self published books. And I think that is a good segue into the main topic of this video, which is whether I'm self publishing or traditional publishing. So, as a quick summary of what indie versus trad is, indie publishing is a form of publishing where the author is the main driver of everything related to the book. You write the book, you have to hire an editor, you have to hire a cover designer and a formatter and a proofreader and a copy editor, all of that stuff. You are also in charge of uploading the book and marketing the book and fulfilling orders if you have physical books to sell, things like that. That means that the cost of publishing the book falls completely on the author, but that also means that the profits of the book, a much larger amount of the profits go to the author. That's self-publishing in a very, very, very basic explanation. Traditional publishing, on the other hand, is a way of producing a book with a team behind you. The publishing house finds you an editor. They are supposed to do the majority of your marketing. They take on most, if not all, of the cost of producing the book for you. That also means, as a traditionally published author, that you get a significantly lower profit from the book that you wrote. Traditional publishing also has a lot more hurdles to hop over to get your book published. You need an agent first, which is, I'm anticipating, going to be a very long and arduous journey. And then, even once you have an agent, you still need to revise, likely, and then go on submission for an editor, which is going to be another waiting game. And once you have an editor, you will again revise and eventually publish your book down the line. It's a lengthier process and has more gatekeepers along the way, but still, that is where my heart lies currently. I've been flip flopping a lot on indie versus trad for a long time, and when I logically think of the amount of time and the amount of money and the control, I am a control freak, so like the control aspect of self publishing appeals to me so much because I want my hands in everything. But my dream, on a non-logical, like, take the mind out of it, my dream has always been to traditionally publish my books, and I really don't want to disqualify myself before I even sign up for the race. So I'm going to try for traditional publishing. I'm going to manifest it. I'm going to get an agent, I'm going to get a book deal, my books are going to sell, it's going to be amazing. Like, thinking of like those book deal announcements makes my heart like just goes real fast. It is my dream, even though I know that there is so much appeal to self publishing. And there are a lot of really amazing authors who are self published or who have moved into the traditional space from self publishing because they did so well. Um, so, this is not a knock against self publishing in any way, shape, or form. I think it's amazing, and I'm keeping it as an option for myself. I think that's kind of the beauty of being a writer, is even if I chose to be a traditionally published author and I succeed, I can still self publish at any point in time and be a hybrid author. And if I find that traditional publishing is not the route for me and my books are not being picked up by an editor or an agent or whatever, that doesn't mean I should stop writing. It just means that I need to pivot. And self publishing, I think, will always be an option. The main reason that I'm not going to focus on self publishing for my first books is the learning curve of self publishing, because there's so much that I personally have to be involved in, and I have to learn so much to get this book out in the form that I want it to be. I know in my heart of hearts that I do not have the time and space to learn and do it well. It sounds like an excuse because there are so many other authors who are in the same situation, but I work full time and I try to write as much as I can in my time off work and still be a human and see people and see my family and enjoy my time outside of work. And I just know that that time that I have outside of work is not enough for me to learn the self-publishing industry and do it well. I don't want to produce something that I'm not happy with. I'd rather just not publish it at all. So, yeah, that's kind of like, if I return to the logical side of things, that is the reason that I am not going to pursue self publishing at this time. I just don't have the time to learn everything I need to do it well. I know a lot of self publishing is like learning on the go, and like, if this doesn't work, pivot to this. And if this marketing strategy doesn't work, why don't you switch it a little bit or shift what you're doing? I know that is a lot of self publishing, and I know I don't have the time and capacity to do that. Not saying that I will never have that capacity or that knowledge. I am actively like trying to learn and understand the process better. And there are so many self-published authors that I'm watching on AuthorTube and learning from. So maybe one day I will get there, but now is not that time. So, in summary, I am going to be pursuing traditional publishing. Yay! If I am self publishing, I think I will reserve my romance novels for self publishing, because I know the self publishing and romance spaces go really well together. I also, just in general, will save self publishing for a time when I am a little more grounded in the publishing industry in general, when I have a platform that I think I can utilize well to promote to, and then just in general when I have more time. I don't think I will ever leave my job completely, just because, like I said, I'm a control freak, and it would give me a lot of anxiety to give that away completely. But I do anticipate, or would like to drop down to a non full time role in healthcare and give myself more time to spend writing and publishing. So, those are like the kind of three situations that I would reserve self publishing for. And like I said, if TradPub doesn't work out, self publishing is always an option. And it's not saying that it's a backup, it's just saying that if I do decide to self publish, I will acknowledge that I need to spend some time to learn before I continue on, because I want to produce something that I'll be proud of. And I can do that. A lot of people do that through self publishing. It just will be a learning process that I will need to go through. So, that, I will wrap this video up here. I hope it was quick-ish. I just wanted to sit down and discuss the indie versus trad choice that a lot of us have, because it's something that I've been thinking about a lot, something that I flip-flop a lot on, but I have decided to give it a shot and try TradPub. And I'm excited. I'm nervous and excited. I think it'll be an experience. I can't say I've seen a lot of people post videos about how great their querying and submission experiences are. Um, but part of the journey is the struggle. And then when you get there, you can look back and say, I did all this, and here I am. So that's my hope. Please let me know down below what method of publishing you're choosing and why. I would love to discuss it more. I know there are a lot of people choosing hybrid, which I think is also very appealing. So let's discuss in the comments below. If you would like to see more videos like this, please also let me know down below. I'm usually more of a vlog person, but I can do some sit down chats every once in a while to keep things interesting. So let me know down below if this is a-okay. Please leave me the finger heart if you made it this far. That's like my favorite emoji ever. I send it to everybody. Leave me the finger heart if you made it this far. Please like if you like the video and subscribe if you'd like to subscribe. And with that, I will see you somewhere on the internet. Thank you so much for watching.